Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and this is my first voiceover for one of my speed builds on The Sims 4. I've been playing The Sims for since it came out, but only just recently thought I would start doing some videos. So this house I'm building had inspiration from a house that I really like the look of, so I thought I would give it a go, see if I can build something similar. I'm not the best at building on The Sims, but I'm giving it a go. I'm getting a lot better with roofing and things like that, but I'm still not like 100% great at it. I think I'm getting there. I always think the things I build look nice to me, but then you see other people's amazing things they build and you're like, wow, that is amazing. But this is probably like what I would call like my dream house. I think I named it like the Willow after this. I don't know why. There's no relevance to willows or willow trees. But it's quite a large house. I envisioned having about 4 or 5 bedrooms, pretty nice garden area with a swimming pool. I would really like a swimming pool when I if I ever get my own house, but who knows. And then the house that this is inspired by has really nice brick patterning. It's not all around the house, and it also has like green detailing as well, so I changed this up quite a bit. To begin with, I try and make it look as seamless as possible, but then I don't think I like the white too much, and I find a nicer green that I like this green. It's kind of like that green is like over the house. But yeah, I change it up a few times, not too much, but I do quite like how it looks at the minute. I think it's turned out okay. I do prefer, when I do builds, I like to raise the house, so you have to have the steps. This one isn't raised too high. I sometimes think it can look silly if it doesn't go with the house, but I do get rid of that bit. I could have left it, but I decided I didn't like it. And then I couldn't work out if I wanted to add another chimney. This bit was really stressing me out because it kept going darker. I think it's because it looked like it was in a room. It annoyed me, but I gave up in the end. I thought it looked okay without, so I gave up, coloured in the top and went with it, just adding the roof trimmings, and then hopefully in a bit I'll go on to doing the doors and windows. I'm someone, I think I always overdo it with the windows. Probably, I don't know. As I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is painful. Oh, I think I added the board, yeah, I had that around the house. But I didn't know if it looked any good, but I think it does. Makes the house look alright. And then these windows are just, I think they're from the base game, most of these windows, maybe some aren't, but I like that they have like green little tints to them. I do get rid of a lot of these windows as I'm building, and as I'm decorating I realise that there's so many windows. But I do get, like, houses do have like big windows, but a lot of the time in The Sims the little windows I always find look really nice. And then here I decided to make the dining room like the conservatory area, which I always like adding a little, I would like a conservatory when I move out, so I thought that would look nice. And then that bit on the side, I decided I was going to make into like a bedroom for, say, like a teenager. So I moved that door because that's not where I wanted it. And then this is like the patio, and then I thought, oh, I'll add a patio here. And I skipped that out because it was annoying me. And I've just noticed the fence changed around the corner. That's gonna annoy me. And then I add these windows just to make it look slightly more together, and then I add the big windows that I liked from the other side over to this side, because I think big windows do suit some houses more. And then I think I'm going to start doing some of the landscaping now, which I'm starting to enjoy a lot more. I used to hate designing the garden areas of houses, but I think this turns out quite nice. I did 2 front flower bed areas and then 1 to the side, and then I think there's 1 in the garden. Might not be, can't remember, but I like using the rocks to separate where the flower bed's going to be. I think they're a good use of the rocks. If I don't use them for that, I'll use them on the pathway, but I won't use them for both at the same time. I think sometimes it looks a bit silly and a bit over the top, but I think they look nice like that. And then I just fill in the flower beds with any flowers. I sometimes set a theme, but for this house, because it was what my house looked like, I thought my house would probably be full of lots of different types of flowers instead of just one kind. And I think it looks cute when it comes together. I sometimes size up and size down some types of the bushes because I think some of the sizes are quite big, like those massive bushes. I sometimes size them down, but decided not to today, I think because they fill up a lot of nice space. And then I'm just adding the bottom part of the house there, and that is pretty much the outside done. I'm just adding a fence. I always fence off my gardens, and I don't make the fence go too far forward. Oh, this is where I add the little side flower bed. Just do the same thing. It's just a nice way to fill up an area to make it look a bit more pretty, a bit more thought through. I also like the terrain tool. I like making the grass different colours and using the mud and all of that, so I think they look quite nice. And then I just added a few trees. I always find that in The Sims, trees suit the houses more, whereas in real life I don't tend to have many trees out the front of my house, mainly in the back, but I think it makes it look more complete. And I like this little stone pathway to add to the edge. I think it makes it look a bit more complete if I'm not using the stones. I like using it for that. And then I'm just using a bit more of different terrain tool. I was thinking about raising some of the terrain, but I obviously changed my mind at that. Decided not to. And yeah, I think I now go on to the garden. I'm not sure. Do I go on to the garden next, or do I do inside? I think I focused a lot on the outside of the house first, and then I think I focused on the inside of the house next. So I'm just using that green just to make it look a bit different textures. Oh no, now I go on to the inside. Decided not to use. So this, I didn't show me cutting up into the floor plan, but there is a hallway. And then I thought there would be 2 living kind of spaces, one more of a playroom, one more of a relaxing room. And there's a kitchen and a dining room, a downstairs bathroom, a study area, and the bedroom annex kind of bit on the side as well, which I thought would be perfect for like a older child, or like teenager, or even an older relative in The Sims. Not really sure. But this area that I'm decorating right now is the living area, like where the TV is going to be, and there's going to be a fireplace, and it's going to be a nice cozy, and it kind of links to the kitchen. I always like having my living room and my kitchen area kind of with a half wall, because I think it's nice to have, if you sit at the bar you can still like chat to the, I like having the Sims chat with the other Sims in the living room, because I don't know about you, but with my Sims I usually get them to eat whilst watching TV, because I just find it fulfills more of their needs. And then I'm adding the fireplace, which I always like to make sure it's like the brick, the same as the outside. Sorry. And I also, funny that I decorated this house with so much green. I'm not the biggest fan of green, but I actually really like it with all the furnishings. I think it looks really nice, and it's different to what I usually do. If I build stuff on The Sims, I usually keep it very plain and neutral, and I think it's quite nice using different colours, and also different woods as well, because I can always use the lighter colours. I don't know why, it's just like, I think I just attract towards on the game. And I put a speaker there as well on that bookcase, because I always forget to add a music player in The Sims, and then it's really boring and there's never any music playing around the house. I thought it'd be good to have it in the living area again, because obviously the kitchen and the living area are the same room, so they can listen to music while cooking. I really like doing those accent walls for the kitchen areas. I think it comes together really nicely, even though I cover it all up with shelving and decorations. Also forgot that I didn't put any flooring down. Does anyone else do that when they build? They forget one part of the house. And I really like grey for in the kitchen. I would love to have a grey kitchen. When I move out, I think grey just looks really put together, and I just think it looks really nice. I really like how this grey works here. It took me ages as well to find a bar stool I wanted. I couldn't decide. Oh, and then my sister came in and she wanted to see the house, so that's me showing her. And then I go back to the kitchen, and I forget that I was doing bar stools and go to adding the fridge and the oven. Then adding the top shelves. I always think this makes the kitchen look more put together. I mean, we all have shelving in our kitchen, so it does feel a bit empty when you don't do it. Adding bin, and then I went with these stools because I think they look quite nice there. I don't know which pack you get the salt and pepper pots with, but I really like that addition to the game, because I think they just look like you always have salt and pepper pots in the kitchen. And then I also really like adding these chalkboards to the background and the spice racks. I think that makes it look really nice and decorated. I'm not the best at organising my clutter. I like watching other people's videos and then seeing how they organise their, like, all the clutter that they put in on the sides, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I can do it like that. I don't have all the packs either, so I feel like I do have a little less stuff to work with. But I also think I added for this house did I add a bed into the living room for a dog? Yeah, I think I added it so it could be, a dog could be in this house as well. So then I'm just going to decorate. This is going to be the dining area. I also really like putting the dining area in the conservatory. A lot of homes, if you've added a conservatory to your house, sometimes people make them the dining area. I thought I liked it looking quite modern, and then I decided I didn't like it that modern, and I went with a completely different look. I think I didn't even choose this table in the end. It wasn't really my style for a house that was meant to be my dream house. Again, I went with the green chair again. I'm really not sure why I went with all this green, but apparently I like it, so I added green again to the dining room. And this is actually pretty much just a standard dining room. It's not really got anything else that's a bit extra. I think I added a dog bed and maybe a flower pot. Yeah. I may have added a painting to the wall. I think I like the paintings that I chose in the end. I think it's those ones where the square, you can, yeah, these ones. I really like these ones. I think they look really nice. I think I add, and then I add a light. I think that's about it that I add for the dining room. And then, yes, I add a light. I sort the lights out in the other rooms as well, because I always add those flat saucer lights when I'm decorating so I can see exactly how the house looks. And then I start decorating the hallway, but I think I cut this out because I find hallways are really boring. Yeah, I did. And I also cut out the bathroom, the downstairs bathroom, because this video is going to be really long. But I started decorating this study area, and I actually didn't like pretty much anything that I did in it. It's meant to be like a utility room, but with a study. Sorry, I have a bit of a cough. But then decided I wanted to go a bit extra and, you know, choose a different colour for this room, and I went with yellow. I like yellow. I think yellow is really nice. It's nice and bright. I think it made this room come together a bit more. I also, I don't think I show it, but I take out the treadmill and I move that upstairs, and I make an extra like gym room upstairs. And then this room I start decorating, but then I cut it all this footage out because I change how it looks. So it currently looks like that, but which is like a playroom, but I change it, which you will see at the end of the video. And then this room here is the room I decided was going to be a teenage boys room. You can obviously redecorate it and make it whoever's room you want, or you can have it as a fun games room and change the layout completely. But I thought it was nice having a like little annex and somewhere for your teenage child to go and relax. I think I put a TV in here, there's a keyboard, books, so there's pretty much everything that he can do in the sense of, you know, being away from the family, if that's the sort of teenage boy you want to do, you want to be. I think I added a guitar and a keyboard. I feel like I thought he was going to be very musician, like a musician, because I always try and picture the house of how I would have the Sims when I move them in. I'm actually going to use this house for a family that I've made, but I've only made the adult Sims, and I want like to make a whole story out of the household, which should be fun. Yeah, so I give him like a chair, and I changed the fishbowl to a TV, and it's just basically a really nice room for him to then relax. He's got like a games console in there as well, and I didn't clutter his room too much in the sense of on all of the sides, because I do sometimes hate how that looks. So I just added this rug and a couple of plants. I thought a cactus would look good in that room, and another one there. And I pretty much think that's... Oh, and add some posters to the wall, because I think these posters look really cool. I really like decorating teenage boys' rooms. I think the posters are just... They just make it look like a teenage boys' room, and I think they're really, really cool. Or maybe I did add a bit more clutter. I think that's it for that room. And then I go back to just checking that the room looked how I wanted it to look, I think. Oh, maybe my mum came in at this point and wanted to see what it looked like. Yeah, definitely my mum came in. Family being supportive. And then I go back to these... Do I go back to this room? Or do I go to the garden? Can't remember what I decided to do. Sorry, this is my first ever voiceover, so this is probably why it's not going that great. Oh, I forgot to do the lights in his room. There we go. And then I think I stopped there for the night, and then I came back because this was taking forever to do. I start decorating the outside. I really like those little kiddie pools. I think they came in the Seasons pack. I've only just recently downloaded Seasons, so I'm a bit new to it. But but I do like it. And then I added all like the necessities like trash cans and a mailbox. I then make this garden area slightly bigger, I think. I add a few more pots to the back, and I might add a few flowers I think later, but it's quite a nice gardening area, I think. I always find like when I move out I want to have like a little gardening area. I sometimes think I'd like a greenhouse, but then I like how this is just outside and it's just nice. But with the UK weather you never know, so it could all just get ruined if you have it all outside. So I just add a few bushes, just so it looks a bit more put together. I always find just a few bushes always make it a bit better. And then I add the same flooring, and then I obviously stopped there. I think that's where I stopped, and I went to bed because I'd been on the computer like all night and needed to recharge. And this is the room that was the playroom that I showed you but I didn't show on the video, that I thought I'd just make into just another little cozy room, but kind of a games room. I was going to add like the big flat screen TV in here because it does fit on the wall, but I thought that it wasn't really necessary, so I just added the games table and a bookshelf. Don't know what else I added to this. Oh, and a toy dog, because I like those dogs. And then I just thought the under the stairs area as well in a minute, because I didn't like how I had that cluttered. Oh, and another little games, the little toy box as well. And I really like those leaf pictures. I think they just make the room come together. Oh, and then I add a shelf here and add some clutter on the shelf because I felt like that made the room more put together. And I like how adding a frame to the shelf, like a picture frame to the shelf, makes it look like it's put together as well. I then go back to under the here and I try and work out whether or not I want like a shelving unit, and then I just add these tables with a few things on underneath. Takes me ages. I really love the move objects on cheat. I feel like everybody does. I did download that red shelf that people use, but I hardly ever use it. I don't know if it's because I just forget about it, but every time I go onto the shelving bit, I'm like, oh, there's that red shelf that I never use. So I think I just add a plant, and then that's the bottom of the stairs done. And then I go back to this room again, probably the 100th time, and then I wanted to add my pool, because who doesn't want a pool when they move out? So this is pretty much like my dream home. I thought I'd add it onto a terraced area because I just think it looks a bit more together. I was thinking to add a roof so it was like covered, but I thought I kind of thought against it. I just fenced it off and added a few chairs around it just to make it more of a relaxing area. I kept the kiddie pool off of the actual pool area. I just thought it just looked cute down there in that little hole. Just adding more of a pathway, and then this area here I was adding a couple of tables and chairs, just for when they have the barbecue, if they want to sit down and, you know, chat in the sunshine. Adding a few more trees because obviously I can't have enough trees. I think I add a few bushes as well. But I've been into, so a bit about it, I got into doing the building for The Sims quite recently. I started playing again. I'm one of them people I usually I stop playing and then I go back to it, and then I stop playing and then I go back to it. Because I always find that there's always something missing, and I feel like everybody feels that way with The Sims. But I decided to come back, and I've been watching so many speed build videos on YouTube, and I was like, oh, that looks really fun. And then my boyfriend was like, why don't you give it a go? He said, you must be alright at it if you play The Sims. And to be honest, I feel like it is like a work in progress. I like my builds. A few people have downloaded them off of the gallery, which is really nice to see, but I don't build them for other people. Or like, it's nice to share what you've made, but I do use my builds when I play the game, so I think it is nice to then use your own. I do download other people's and use theirs too, because I think it's nice to see what other people have made, and some people are so creative that there's just so many nice builds on the Sims gallery. I think I add a few more bushes, might not. I like adding a swing set, and I thought the sand was quite cute. Again, I went with the green theme again. This is really not like me, but just added a comfy chairs and a table, and then just decorating the outside area. I think I just had a bench here as well, so they've got plenty of seating options within this house. If they want to sit outside, they have plenty of options. They've got a lot of benches, and they've got a lot of tables and chairs. As you can see, I don't use the outside tables, but I do use the chairs that you can use outside. I mean, obviously you can use them wherever you want. And then I was going to go with the green theme again for the cover, but decided against it. I can't remember what else I do in this part of the video. Probably just add a few more details. But I'd love to know any people you recommend builds to download and have a look at. I really like looking at other people's builds. I think it's also really nice because it's good for inspiration for yourself and to see how you could better yourself, because I feel like everybody, like I can sometimes be a bit of a perfectionist at times, but it's nice to see how different people build as well, and that's why I like the YouTube side of it, because everyone has different styles. I think you learn different things from other people as well, which I think is really nice. So if you have watched this, please let me know what things you recommend, houses, sim gallery IDs, or just videos that people have done that you like. I would like to see them, and any recommendations would be great. I then decided here that I wasn't going to have a basketball hoop. I think they had enough. If you lived at this house, you had enough. But I think I added a few bushes down here because I think it looked a bit empty. Didn't like how it looked. I was like, so sad. There's nothing here but bins. And I use a couple of rocks to fill in the space, because rocks are great fillers. But then the upstairs area, which is what I'm going to be decorating now, there is a master bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. I decorated a child or a teenage girl's bedroom. I think it's mainly a child's bedroom. A child's bedroom. And then there is a baby and toddler room, and there is also a shared bathroom, and then a gym room, which can obviously be changed to another bedroom or can be changed to another study kind of room, but I'm going to leave it here with my voiceover because I have no idea what else to talk about. I feel like this has been quite a nerve-wracking experience for me. However, I really enjoy doing these builds, so if you do like it too, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because hopefully I'll be posting more of these in the future. So I hope you enjoy it and enjoy the rest of the video. Bye!